unrighteous decree, a policy, but basically if they detect misinformation, you get fined $2,500. And everybody's account, your PayPal is connected to your bank account. So if they can detect that you're based on information that's connected to the database system, if they detect that you are speaking views that are against their progressive status quo, they can deduct $2,500 out your account.
It's looking like the social credit score.
That's exactly what that's going into. Yep. It's just another parallel system.
Yep, that's gonna
wean you onto that CBDC system.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, China's it's like where that system, and Europe, but China too. That's where they have that system installed right now.
It originated in China.
And China has stations, police stations in a lot of countries in the world where it's tracking its citizens.
Yep.
And it's tracking everything,
the world.
Everything they do, monitoring what they buy, what they do, where they're going.
I think that's
watching what you're posting,
everything. You know,
and that's why I like that show Black Mirror, because they don't show you why, but they show you some of the situations that line you up with it. Like the one the entire history of you where you had the chip and you can rewind your memories, so to speak. Well, scan through at the airport, scan through, no major deletions. Like you ain't deleted nothing big in this amount of time. Let us go through and scan through and see what you got going on.
Yeah.
They get to go back and see what you've been involved in before you get on this plane.
Right.
Who you've been talking to.
And this is going to be the same old tactics. Terrorism.
Yep.
You know,
Can I hit this?
violate your privacy, your identity is at risk. Your health.
Yep.
You know, with that big health thing, they
See,
care so.
your health is no good, so you can't buy those donuts.
Yeah, they care so much about our health.
And
you know,
all these things are happening, are going to happen. Like the brother was going into how they incentivize the JAB. They're going to incentivize this C-HIP.
But what I'm saying is that you're not going to live. You're not going to be well off.
But
it's all just going to give you just enough.
Right.
That devil said it. You will own nothing and be happy.
And that goes right with the UBI system, the whole nine.
And they're going to incentivize it before they make it mandatory.
Yep.
Just like they did with the, they didn't make the JAB mandatory. Some jobs did, some places of government did, but they're going to try to get you to take it willingly.
Yep.
They're going to offer it to you in so many different forms before they say, hey, this is it. They're going to put a deadline and they're going to draw a line in the sand where you either with it or you not. And that's that hour of temptation that we always speak of. So they're not telling you that. We're telling you that, yeah, they're going to offer you donuts and beer and movie tickets and all this other bullshit to go along with it. But eventually they're going to okay, fuck that. Hey, this is what it is, man.
Take it now, no incentive.
Right.
Or else.
Get beheaded.
Yeah.
Let me hit this real quick. Going back to what he read in Amos, the 8th chapter. Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion in many places because there's no wisdom there, right? So there shall be a confusion in many places, and the fire shall be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters, and salt water shall be found in the sweet. And so all these Johnny-come-latelys, all these pop-up prophets, just have water prophets who come up and just have all the answers, and they're not gonna have the real truth answers.
But really, they're not going to have all the answers because
You're gonna be winging it.
Exactly. You're going to want, in this day, you're going to want, the 100% truth. You're going to want all the answers direct, yes or no. Ain't no gray areas, because the biggest question is going to be that MOTB, because we know it's going to be attached to everything. So these false prophets out here that's telling you it's everything, but what it really is, that's what the people want to know. Hey, okay, World War III, the famine and all this stuff. What about this?
Yep.
They're telling us we need this. Is this the Revelation 13 and 16? And they go, oh well, and People ain't gonna want to hear that shit, man.
They don't say it's the CHIP. If
Yeah.
they don't say that, they off.
Right.
You gotta be straightforward.
And right. And when somebody asks you for an answer and you know the answer, just give it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I was just thinking this, that mark itself is one thing, but that image is what's really,
Yeah, the image is what leads you to get it.
man,
Really.
Right.
you need to be in that image for it to make sense.
Yeah, that's a whole belief in the system. Whole belief in the society. Believe, you know, what Esau can do for you. You know, believe the belief in this whole society is LGBT, fucking Black Lives Matter.
Hey, the satanic, I forgot the name of their group. They up there marching against Congress right now for certain abortion rights, so we can't do a satanic
Oh yeah,
abortion.
I saw that. I saw that shit.
What? You're impinging on our rights. Where you motherfuckers getting rights from? Like, this is all part of the image that they want to be into that society, and you want to be a joint into something like that? You know? A little more in this end of this. It says, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. And it says, the tongue of the prophet shall cleave to the roof of the mouth.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna break it down to you. You know or you don't at that point. We're done talking about it.
Right.
And that reminds me of when the Lord's when he talked about in the parable of the 10 virgins, the five that were
Give us
wise
this,
and the five that were foolish.
Yeah.
Five that were foolish, they didn't have any more oil and they left. They spent it up.
Yep.
So they wanted to come to the ones that did have the oil and was like, let me get some of your oil.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You know?
Break it down. Nah.
We ain't got it.
Ain't
for
got
you.
it enough. Yeah, ain't got it for you. If you wasn't wise enough to know to trim your lamps, what good is it gonna do for me to just give it to you? And then now I don't have enough.
Right.
You know?
It ain't enough for both of us.
There you go. You had the same chances I had.
Right.
You heard about this thing when I heard it, you know, before this all came down. It says, then shall an understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and shall not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. And people gonna bug out even more. They're not gonna have any wisdom to draw from.
Bro.
They're not gonna have any instruction to guide them or any direction for themselves to go into. So they're just gonna wander.
It's like, you know, the big test is coming.
Yep.
Right? The test that determines whether you pass or you fail is coming, and you're being given the tools and the time to study and you know, and make sure that you're prepared for when the time comes to be tested. You feel confident.
You know the people that study,
you know,
and they ain't gonna let you cheat on their
and
test.
there's the nigga that didn't study, that didn't take it serious. When the test day comes, he's gonna try to copy off of you.
Ain't
You know,
Ain't no open book test.
like that's, you know, when we're gonna be like, nah, man, like
Hey, this
you
test is
figure that shit
rigged.
out on your own.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
You know?
rigged.
Yeah.
The Lord rigged it.
Yeah.
You know?
If you didn't have the spirit to study, you gonna fail.
Yeah. Right.
You took it for a joke. You know, you thought you didn't take it serious enough.
And not only that, but you had ample time to get it, and you despised it.
Exactly.
Right.
You actually rejected it. We tried to give you the answers. You want to fight.
Yeah.
You thought this day wasn't gonna come
Yeah.
anytime
You
soon.
put that day off. You know?
Instead of studying and getting your mind right, you were living it up.
Bro, niggas will get an excuse. Oh, what I gotta stay for? They gonna curve it, you know? Professor gonna curve it. I mean, it don't even mean nothing. Test percentage only 50%. What? All right.
Hey, somebody get Proverbs 15 and 33 real quick. 'Cause when you reject the correction and you hate reproof, that's why the Lord said, "He that hateth reproof shall die." You know, that's why niggas are gonna get death, because they're choosing death.
Right.
Get it real quick.
Proverbs chapter 15 and 33. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility.
What does it say up above that?
He that refuseth instruction
He that refuseth instruction,
despiseth his own soul.
you despise your own soul, man. What you mean you don't want to follow the Father's instructions, man? Don't you know if you follow His instructions, the Lord He's gonna make a way for you to escape? He's trying to save your dumb ass.
Yep.
Right.
But fools hate
Knowledge.
They hate knowledge.
I want him to read 31.
Fools hate reproof. You know, like,
What does it say?
It says,
The opposite of that. What?
hold up.
Yeah.
Let me
right?
start. Let me read 30 and 31. It says,
Yeah.
the light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the
The
wise.
reproof of life. We're giving the reproof of life out over here. That you made us live. But those of you that wander out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay, you don't want life, you want death. And then they're going to say that after that about death.
He that refuseth instruction
Yeah.
despiseth his own soul. It says, he that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding.
Following the instructions, that's what preserves. Following the Lord's instructions and His wisdom always preserved us from death.
That's in,
It always preserved us from death.
Yeah.
that's in
You know, Wisdom of Solomon, the 10th chapter,
Yep.
11th chapter, like it goes into it. Somebody look up instruction in the etymology online. Go to Edom online and look up instruction. Real quick.
instruction, action or process of teaching. An arrangement in Latin, in late Latin teaching from past participle stem participle stem of instaure, arrange, prepare, set in order, inform, teach,
Hold on. Read those first few.
arrange,
Arrange,
prepare, set in order,
set in order.
inform.
So those who are instructed, they're the ones that are set in order. They're being arranged.
Yep.
Going back to those wise virgins who had that oil in their lamps. When you look up the word trim, when it says they trim their lamps, somebody go to that and look up trim.
Blue letter?
In a blue letter.
You got it?
Look up the word trim.
2:1 real quick. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Put yourself in order, man. Prepare yourself. Yep.
Trim, Matthew 25:7.
Yep.
Cosmeo.
Cosmeo.
Yep.
Cosmeo.
We need that word.
What's the
other
root word of cosmeo?
Yeah. What does that word sound like? Another word that we hear that word. That's what I'm about to say.
What you say? Say it out. Cosmos.
Yep.
That's that world that the Lord loves.
Yep. Set them in order.
He's gonna set them
set
in
them
order.
apart. Set them in the Yahweh's hand. You cannot
There it
pluck
is.
them out.
So they're gonna follow the instructions of the Lord. They're programmed to. They're gonna follow the Lamb whithersoever He goes. Because He put them in that order. He made that arrangement.
Okay.
They're part of that government, that arrangement, that order, that adornment. When it talks about a bride prepared for her, or adorned, for her bridegroom, her husband, adorned. That's the same word, cosmeo. See? Go ahead.
To put in order, arrange, make ready, prepare, to ornament, adorn.
Ornament. Going back to that in was that in Sirach, the 6th chapter, where it says to wear wisdom like an ornament.
Yeah, like a robe.
Like a robe.
Yeah.
I think it uses that term ornament.
Yeah, it does.
That's cool.